What's up? What's up? What's up? It's early morning. Um, y'all know I've been working on this trip to Africa, and I'm in my prayer time this morning, meditating, contemplating. This journey has been a long one, and I haven't even made it to Africa yet. But I wanted y'all to give y'all some insight. This is my first time going to Africa, and so I'm learning an awful lot, y'all, an awful lot. And if it is your first time preparing to go to Africa, I got some helpful tips for y'all. Some tips to save you money, some tips to avoid some traps. Y'all, I got some stuff for y'all, okay? I'm drinking a little wine, y'all, some Moscato. I had to pause on that. This is how this trip has been, trying to get to Africa, y'all. So, first of all, let me do a little venting, because y'all is my crew here on Help Me Out, so let me vent with y'all, okay? Oh my God, you know, I've been working with these African leaders and stuff and communicating with them, and I was supposed to be in Burkina Faso. First of all, I was supposed to leave a couple of days ago. Actually, before that, I was supposed to be in Africa on my birthday, which was November 9th, y'all. Okay, I was supposed to have been in Africa kicking it. But let me tell y'all, okay, I have lost money planning this trip, okay? I have lost money, and I don't mean no little money. I've lost a few $1,000s. And I'm going to give y'all some advice, because with Trump doing everything and all the countries changing their tariff rules and their visa rules and their passport, I have lost money. I have lost time, okay? I was supposed to be in Burkina Faso with Dr. Eric Kana and Joshua Mapunga, Ibrahim Traore, and you saw it on YouTube. I was so hurt. I was watching it go on without me. I was plumb dumb hurt. Do you hear me? Plumb dumb hurt. So, first of all, with the visa, I sent off for my visa, and I found out there's only two locations, two states that you can send your visa for, and it's New York or Washington, D.C. I sent my information to Washington, D.C. Well, they contacted me and let me know Washington, D.C. is only in person. Well, I'm not flying to Washington, D.C. for a visa. So they said the other location is New York, which has several offices in New York, and that's the location where you can do by mail. So if you're wanting your visa by mail, use the New York location only. I didn't have my visa back in enough time, and I told them I already mailed my information to you. Are you going to send it back to me or what? Because you literally have to send your physical passport in, meaning I didn't even have my passport in my hand. I was going nowhere, okay? I had to cancel my trip and reschedule it, which means I spent my birthday in the U.S. instead of in Africa. Okay. But I enjoyed my birthday, but lesson learned. On top of that, I had insurance on the flight, but even with insurance, they're still going to make you pay. They're still going to make you pay. Okay? That's one way I lost money. My hotel and stuff I had booked. Luckily, they worked with me. because you have to a certain point to cancel before your deposit and everything is non-refundable, and I passed that time. Okay, so then my flight was supposed to leave. My new flight was supposed to leave 2 days ago. 2 days ago, right? Which was November 24th. 24th to 25th. Well, I get to the airport. I'm at the checkout counter, checking my bags in, getting my ticket. Then they notify me that I did have 2 layovers. One of my layovers canceled the flight. They didn't notify me. This was in Belgium, Brussels. They didn't notify me. They didn't say anything. Now I'm sitting in the airport, and the flight airline I was taking was Lufthansa. Well, Lufthansa was collaborating with United Airways, and so I was actually at the United Airways counter, who Lufthansa was using. Well, United Airlines informs me that yes, they work with Lufthansa, but they have no control over their ticket sales. They can't reissue anything. It's out of their hands. So now I'm on the phone trying to reach Lufthansa, even though their counter is in the airport. Nobody's at their counter, and no one's gonna be there till 10 minutes before my flight is supposed to leave. What sense does that make? You have customers about to catch a flight, and you're not getting there until 10 minutes before their flight leave. This is Lufthansa. And so, long story short, they refused to let me on my flight unless I had that extra ticket showing that I had a flight from Brussels to Ghana. Well, I'm trying to call Brussels Airlines. No one ever answered the phone. I missed my flight. I lost my flight. Y'all, I ordered those tickets through ASAP Tickets, ASAP. When I tell you, I highly recommend, do not ever use ASAP Tickets. And when I say I recommend that on the highest level, I had to reschedule my flight twice. They charged me money twice, even though one of the times it was their ticket person's fault. I had insurance on my ticket. They put my insurance on a whole nother ticket, which cost me money. ASAP's Tickets did not try to compensate me. They did not try to reimburse me. They did not address their ticket agent. It was nothing but, it was hell. Dealing with ASAP Tickets is hell. I wrote a review on them, and they tried to ask me for the confirmation number, and I tried to dismantle that what I was saying was false. Oh no, baby, it's all true. You could probably talk to every single one of your agents, and all of them have talked to me. So I sent them the information to let them know I ain't lying and I'm not playing with y'all. You're full of crap, and your company shouldn't even be up and running. So ASAP Tickets is a no. They will waste your time. They will waste your money. They will run around on you. They will hang up on you. They will pass you around because they don't have the answers. They don't have the help to give you. You're just going to waste your money. Okay? Because when time came down to it, I couldn't reach anybody. And they weren't trying to help. So, ASAP Tickets is a no. I have rescheduled my flight again. And so, y'all, it has been a real journey. Not only that, my vaccinations to go to Africa cost me well over $2,000. Okay? Every vaccine, nothing was less than $500. And your insurance will not cover none of it. Insurance does not cover it. Now, this is, I'm going to tell you how America rapes and robs us. My yellow fever vaccine was $500 something, or maybe close to 500. It's $500. I talked to somebody in Africa. They said, "Oh, we get our yellow fever for $10. $10 in Africa, $10. But you know, here they won't let you on the plane unless you got your yellow fever. So you're gonna have to pay at least $500 for the yellow fever. And then if there's something going on in the country, if they have an uprising, like I got a message, they're checking COVID some countries in Africa are checking COVID vaccination cards. If you do not have your COVID vaccination card, you will not be coming in. So I have my COVID vaccination card, and then there's some things, oh, we have an uprising that they're going to need that vaccine too. So don't think that it's just going to be a solid, these vaccines and I'm good. Because if something happens in them countries and they're like, oh, anybody come and need that vaccine, you could be expected to get another vaccine that you were not expecting to pay for. So I feel like I done had about 10. Because some of mine were outdated, like my tetanus. Now, my insurance covered the tetanus. You know, you get your Tdap, or, you know. So my insurance did cover that one because it's pretty much a basic one that we all need in the U.S. But anything to travel abroad, they finna charge you up the yin-yang. So vaccines alone cost me over $2,000, y'all. So if you're thinking about traveling to Africa, I didn't have this many problems traveling to Europe. I didn't have this many problems traveling to the Middle East. Come to Africa, I almost feel like they're purposefully trying to prevent me from going to my home continent. That's really how I feel. You make things so expensive and so high, you don't want the slaves or the offspring of slaves to ever return to Africa. They put all kind of roadblocks. That's how I literally feel. I literally feel that way. Why are they making it so hard for me to get back home? Like, it makes me feel more and more so that I don't want my money in America. I don't want my money coming to you. You make me pay taxes, and then you send it to a bunch of gay people and LGBT to all this perverse stuff. I'm not paying for that. And I don't even have a choice. You just take my money and do what you want with it. And then when I want to go back home, you make it difficult for me to even get there. I'm not your slave. Never will be. Neither will my children. Neither will my grandchildren or my great-great-great-grandchildren. Not ever. Okay, so that's how I'm feeling this morning, y'all. That's how my trip has been going. I missed my meeting in Burkina Faso. I missed that, though I communicate with them. I'm feeling some kind of way. I'm really feeling some kind of way. And I talked to my mom. My mom was like, well, Shema, things happen for a reason. Maybe God was protecting you from something happening, or maybe, it's for a reason, And it was okay. I can't complain too much because when I got to the airport, I ran into some old friends from Africa when I first moved to Texas in 2003 in East Texas. And a lot of people in East Texas work for the prison systems. And so I would babysit. And it was this one couple, I babysit their little baby girl. And she was the same age as my daughter. So I had two kids, my daughter and their kid daughter, in diapers. And so I would take care of their daughter while they went to work and all that stuff. Well, I'm at the airport and run into them. I haven't seen them in years. And they remember me. They said, Shema. And I didn't even remember their face. And I'm like, who are these people calling my name? And when they walked, they started coming to me. And they just hugged me and hugged my daughter. And they were like, oh my God. And I'm like, well, where are you on your way to? They were like, we're headed to Dubai. And I was like, okay, I'm on my way to Ghana. And they're like, well, we'll be in Ghana such and such. So they hooked me up with one of their friends who's also a realtor. And so, so we had a good conversation, and my daughter made me feel better because my daughter was dropping me off at the airport, and she brought me these lovely flowers here, these Bon Voyage flowers my daughter bought me to go into Africa. My daughter, thank you, beautiful. And so my daughter was like, oh my gosh. She's like, Mom, I think that's a sign that you're supposed to go to Africa and everything's going to be fine and everything's going to be great. So, I mean, God is there, but sometimes it's hard to understand the hurdles that you go through. And it's difficult to understand, the reasons of why. But that's where trust and faith comes in, and having to control and manage your emotions. Though it's not easy, because you see me sitting up here early in the morning venting to y'all. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for listening. Okay, so I went and got a hotel room, because after that, I'm telling y'all, I've been working on this for a year. I've been working on this trip actually since March. I've been working on this trip since March. Everything paid for. I can't even get on the plane, y'all. I can't get on the plane, y'all. So I have to trust God. You got me pausing for a reason. And I see, what's happening with Julius Malema in South Africa. I'm not happy about what Ramaphosa did, accepting all those immigrants. And you heard me say this on another video, when Sudan accepted a bunch of immigrants. I don't understand, why are you accepting all these immigrants when you have your own people, Diaspora, that are trying. And I hope they see this video. I am trying. I have tried. I'm trying. There are roadblocks in America set up against us. There are roadblocks in Africa set up against us. And the roadblocks in Africa set up against us is, number one, you're accepting foreigners from other countries that have your people, that mistreat your people. In every single country, we get mistreated, and you're not standing up for us. You're accepting immigrants. It's disrespectful and disheartening, especially for me. And you guys you're hearing real time the issues I'm having trying to get back to Africa. And then I've talked to economic development departments in Nigeria, a few in Ghana. But what I'm seeing is, the moment they see that you're diaspora and they think you have money, they come for you in a different kind of way. They talk to you different. They try to get over on you. So the corruption and the thievery is real. I called one person out in Nigeria, and you probably heard me say this on another video a couple days ago. I called one person out in Nigeria for even trying it. So there's issues that need to be addressed in Africa and in America when it comes to black people and trying to get back home. America's so foul. They the foulest of them all. How come, you have not one time offered to send us back home? You have not one time offered. I'm just now seeing white people pop up on YouTube apologizing. A few, not many, because many of them feel like they don't owe no apology or compensation for what their ancestors did. And we're still here today telling them how you have impacted us, what you're doing till this day. And they, some of them change, some of them don't want to change. They feel they don't have to. But you took us from somewhere, and you owe us. You owe us big. And it's disheartening that those of us that are wanting to go back or trying to get back, there's a system set up to work against us from going back. I'm really recognizing that now. It's taken me going through this process to truly see what's set up and how they did that. It's baffling. It's even more baffling that white people can go to Africa without a visa. I mean, Africa's addressing that now, but the fact that they were able to do that while leaving us in U.S. and doing us the way they do us while they're in our home enjoying themselves, that's a disrespect on a whole nother level. That's a fallacy on a whole nother level. It's sickening. For me, it's really sickening. Because again, I'm highly spiritual. I am connected to my ancestors, my grandmother, some other family members that I've never met before that died before I was born. I can't go too deep into that because as I'm experiencing things and hearing things in the spirit, especially since my father passed, it has increased significantly more. And so, I'm learning, I'm paying attention, I'm watching, I'm, trying to figure things out. Another part of why I'm continuing my spiritual studies in Africa, just to pick up from systematic theology and get closer to the truth, the factual truth. So maybe that's why I'm having such a hard time, because the devil knows once I hit Africa, I'm a different kind of spiritual, and there's gonna be some significant changes. I don't know. Very interesting, y'all. But I ain't gonna keep y'all on the phone venting all morning. I'll probably give me some breakfast in a little bit. But thank y'all for listening to me here on Help Me Out. Y'all help me out this morning. So, y'all have a good day. Pray for me. Pray for my protection, my elevation, all of that good stuff. And I'll talk to y'all on the next one.